daddy when I Senegal. Daddy at the general. Have to pay the lawyer just to stay out the federal. Big man pull up like a sentinel. Big gold chain on me neck, me and several. Make the girl hyper. Have to settle down. Ginseng roof for the second round. Knock out technical. Rubber man take a gun. Different level. I said, hey, yo. Welcome to Disagreeable. This is Disagreeable. I am disagreeable. This is another one. You feel me? I had other plans for this show. I had other plans, my emotions are going in different directions. I wanted to do some studying. Been on psychology shit with the trading lately. And then I just wanted to pull up Patrice O'Neal and just watch Patrice O'Neal's funniest moments. Because I was driving home the other day, dying, laughing, dog. And there was like a couple new clips that I haven't seen before in there from some stand-ups. So I was like, yo, maybe we just need to let this rock out. But, the Lord put this message on my heart. So I'm going to go ahead and get into light, visualization, manifestation, and infinite possibility. For those who need to hear this message this evening. You feel me? Well, you feel me? So we'll get into it. Shout out to Robert Sefer. We're gonna get into his video. A lot of good information, but it's like 38 minutes. I don't know how much we're gonna get through, but it might be necessary for us to break all this down. Let me get this on the screen. Boom. Yeah, if anybody pulls up, I'll drop the Zoom link or something. But as of right now, I think I just need to get into my my teaching bag. You feel me? All right. So, as we know, this show sometimes we get into deeper concepts, scientific concepts, occult concepts, and my point in presenting these concepts is not to enlighten you to new information. It is to solidify and add concrete 3D physical reality observable evidence to my fantastical ideas. All right, so let's get into it. Maybe I could run some warm-up. Yeah, no, we don't got time for warm-up clips tonight. We're gonna get right into the shit. Let's go. That music is very generic, but I don't know if homie's music will get me out of here. So let me go straight to a clip of his drugs.
Some forms of cancer, so it's not hard to put the two together.
Actually, let's hear what homie's talking about. My bad. Let's hear what he's talking about.
And I started wondering about light and what it's made of. Is it a particle? Is it a wave? Light is one of those things that most people don't seem to fully understand. If you were to zoom in on a ray of light, what would you see? It might help to begin with this. Light is a form of radiation. We all know that too much sunlight can trigger skin cancer. We also know that radiation exposure can raise the risk of developing some forms of cancer, so it's not hard to put the two together. But not all forms of radiation are the same. Photons are subatomic particles that carry electromagnetic radiation and force. When electrons become excited, they can emit a pack of light, or a photon. Biophotons.
No, I put my shit on mute for a second because the plane was going by. And you know I am like 50 floors up. So let me let him say that again. Let him say it just a couple seconds.
Particles that carry electromagnetic radiation and force. When electrons become excited, they can emit a pack of light, or a photon.
When electrons become excited, they can emit a pack of light or a photon. All right?
Biophotons are photons of light in the ultraviolet and low visible light range that are produced by a biological system. Although photons are most often associated with light, they do exist in all matter, including human cells.
They do exist in all matter, including human cells. And from the beginning of this, the photon is a consequence of I can play it again. What do you say? An excited electron? So we're in you could say, an electromagnetic universe. You feel me? But even so, understanding of the electromagnetics will allow us to get into ridiculous levels of technology and things like that. You understand what I'm saying? But the real magic, for lack of a better word, is in the photon. And how everything, once it is excited or energized or vibrating to a certain level, becomes phonetic. I think I used the wrong word right there, but it becomes light.
As you walk around, you're constantly emitting low levels of these light particles, although they're invisible to the naked eye. How bioluminescent you are might just say something about your health. The photons in animals, plant matter, and human cells are referred to as ultra-weak photons.
A lot of people ask us what
The photons in plant animal life and human cells, the devaluer, the shaitan names it ultra weak. Ultra weak. They want you to associate yourself with ultra weak. And now also I want to add, we all know that there's all types of light outside of the visual spectrum, right? So if you are emitting, but it is light nonetheless. So if you are emitting light outside of the visual spectrum, doesn't mean that it can't be felt. Now, you feel the light or the heat from the sun in that aspect, right? So when I say felt, I mean in whatever way that is, because that information has been occulted from us, it's been hidden. You feel me? But let's say your aura or whatever, if you can boost this, because it's proven that you have one. So if you can emit this light, maybe other people can feel it. Other people, places, or things can feel it, and that can have an effect or change. And I'm using the example of the sun in heat because we all know that. Take that from the macro example, the micro example into a macro idea. My bad.
Photon emissions since the 1960s and their connection to metabolism and disease. Biophotons may be detected with photomultipliers or by means of an ultra-low noise CCD camera to produce an image, using an exposure time of typically 15 minutes for plant material.
Inside is very dark when I close the door, and the plant has stored the light from outside. And if I put on the device, then you can see the light which is now emitted from the plant on the screen.
Nothing connected to the plant.
Nothing connected to the plant, it's just the plant itself. The light, what the plant has stored from outside, and it's now emitting the light. And you see the intensity is now decreasing, it's going down. And we watch that increasing intensity, and with other devices we have a better solution of the intensity. Here you see the plant is not here, and you also see the flickering of the photons. That's from the background. With other devices we have a better background solution. And now you don't see much more here. And we have the possibility to illuminate the plant again. I will do that now. Now we are illuminating it. And if I now switch on, the plant has also stored the light.
But it doesn't have anything to do with chlorophyll, right?
No, it doesn't have to do with that. That's the biophotons. Every biological and non-biological systems can store a bit of light.
If you wait it long enough,
Every biological system and non-biological system can store a so-called bit of light. You feel me? This is just tertiary information to add to my point that I'll be making about visualization and the word manifestation that people are afraid of because it's been made into woo-woo. So, yeah, let's let it rock.
there will be still light.
Yes, yes. So the light is always there.
And you can detect it.
We can detect it. We have some photomultipliers that are much more sensitive than this camera, because this plant is emitting much of light.
Relationship between saying that we know today that man.
All right, man. Frankie's here. For one, I'm not talking about this right now at all. Can you please not distract me from this shit? I don't give a fuck what Bitcoin is doing right now. And can you please not curse in my chat? Thank you. You know, if you're holding a lot of Bitcoin and it went up for you, that's great. You know, if you're holding a lot of Bitcoin and it went up for you, that's great. You feel me? I don't give a shit. I'm not holding a lot of Bitcoin. I spent a lot of Bitcoins, you know. So I really don't give a shit. So with all due respect, and I also want people in the chat to know that this is an echo chamber. This is an echo chamber. Understand? All right, thank you. Hit the like button, please. Thanks.
Man essentially is a being of light. We are still on the threshold of fully understanding the complex relationship between light and life, but we can now say empathetically that the function of our entire metabolism is dependent on light. Born in 1938 in Frankfurt, Germany.
Hold on, the function of our entire metabolism is dependent upon light.
His research confirms the existence of biophotons, defined as particles of light with no mass that transmit information within and between cells. His work shows that DNA.
All right, let me just get into my idea right here, right? And just you can give me let me know what you think in the chat. In studying light and understanding its properties, take that into visualization, right? When you imagine, or when you close your eyes, you imagine when you're in this darkness, and imagine complete darkness, not like dark, you close your eyes and you're in a room, you can see light through your eyelids. Go into a closet and block out all the edges of the door and everything and be in complete darkness, right? Now think of that with your eyes closed. Now you all know that we have the ability to imagine. So you can see things in your mind. And now, remember when you were a child. When you were a child, your imagination was at its height. If you don't remember this, think about just looking at kids now. You'll see kids just chilling, and sometimes they'll just close their eyes, and then they'll start just cracking up and like tripping out. You feel me? They'll just start cracking up and tripping out. They're having a whole like movie in their mind in that moment. They're doing something crazy in their mind to entertain themselves. And if you remember when you were a kid, you could do all types of shit. Like well, the simplest shit, like you probably could take your favorite cartoon characters and shit, and you could make them fight, and you could combine cartoons, and then you could squish them. You feel me? You could do all types of Looney Tune shit. You could all types of shit you could do in your mind. You feel me? Now stay with me. I'll get to a point here. Why can you not do that as much now when you're older, unless you practice? Why can you not do that as much now? Is it inconsequential? Feel me? Or is there a great consequence to this? And when you're visualizing and you're seeing things in your mind, and the clearer you can see them, is that actual light? Is that actual light? Are you, because you can see parts of the brain light up on those brain scans and shit, we do certain shit. So are you exciting electrons to release photons? You feel me? And because everything is light, you releasing these photons from your mind internally is reverberating and reflecting on the rest of reality. That's why visualization is important and why it works and why it's not woo-woo, why it's fucking science. And in the video soon, they're going to show a very practical representation of what I'm talking about and how the waves that you're emitting from your mind that you created through exciting electrons, through concentration or meditation or whatever, reverberate through space and time and cross with other waves to create new waves and new realities. This is a fact. And it's sad. Shout out to people on my chat every day. I'm saying people in general. And it's sad that I gotta go to these fucking lengths to connect science and all this shit. Cause a white man's gotta tell you. You feel me? I gotta connect science and all this to get you to understand the basic mechanisms and workings of this reality. Huh? The true nature of reality has been hidden from us. We're working ass backwards. We are hustling backwards. All right, let me let this play.
In a living cell, stores and releases photons, creating biophotonic emissions that may hold the key to illness and health.
Professor Popp, founder of the International Institute of Biophysics, explains to us what a
biophotonic emissions might hold the key to health. Huh? Now, how through concentration or visualization or meditation can you excite specific areas of the body and excite those photons to cause healing or change? It sounds woo-woo, but this is being connected directly to science. Let's go.
Photon is and its crucial role in cellular communication.
Maybe we should explain a little bit what photon is, because it's an elementary particle of light, right? Yeah. So when you say that there are only a few photons, it's a very, very low intensity of light.
Very low intensity. It corresponds to a candle at a distance of about 20 kilometers. So they are really single units.
Do this for flat belly.
Do this for flat belly? That nigga's on TRT.
Of an electromagnetic field. Photons are events, are processes where energy is taken up by the multiplier or by a detector from an external electromagnetic field.
Can you please share with us what they actually are, how do they work, and where are they coming from?
The biophotons are photons coming out from living systems. Therefore, we say not bioluminescence, but we say biophotons, because they are so weak that you can count single photons. And the best is to tell you at an example what they do and why they are important. We have in every cell, we have about 100.
They are so weak that you can count single photons. Now let me connect this shit like it's am I saying this right? Like allegorically? Is it metaphorically? I don't know. But in the Bible, doesn't it say something about the let's pull this up. They're calling it weak because you can take a single photon, because you can count single photons from the bio. Damn, not bio. He confused me by bringing up bioluminescence again. They're using a different word. Bio. Say it in the chat, man. Say it in the chat. Hold up. Let's bring this up. Bring this up 1 second. Boom. Let's bring this up here. Boom. The phrase faith of a mustard seed is a metaphor from the Bible that refers to an idea that even a small amount of faith can have a significant impact. I'll say that again. The phrase faith of a mustard seed is a metaphor from the Bible that refers to the idea that even a small amount of faith can have a significant impact. So, something that they can be classifying as weak because they can count, they say they can count the photon one by one. What is the significance of that photon in all reality? Not in your perception, but in all reality. Feel me?
Thousand chemical reactions per second. If I say 21, 22, in every of your cells there happened 100,000 chemical reactions. And nobody can tell you who is responsible for that chemical reaction takes place just at the right time and on the right position. And if I tell you there are photons which are responsible for that, because a chemical reaction can only happen if the molecule which is reacting is excited by a photon. So the photon is necessary to stimulate a molecule to a chemical reactions.
Do you understand how significant what he's saying is? Do you understand how significant what he's saying is, especially when you connect it to my idea that I was just sharing about imagination, visualization, thought, memory. It's all the excitement of electrons that produce light. Now the other workings of that, of how that's putting together, or what's that accessing, I don't know. But I think this is kind of backing my idea. And he's saying that even these physical chemical processes in the body are dependent upon photons. Let's run that back. My bad if you could hear that plane passing by.
The molecule which is reacting is excited by a photon. So the photon is necessary to stimulate a molecule to a chemical reactions.
So any alive tissue and alive cells produce.
A photon is necessary to stimulate a molecule to chemical reaction. Nothing is happening without light, and everything is light. Do what you will with that information.
Photons produces light.
We are swimming in an ocean of light. It is very impossible to get a complete darkness. You have always photons. Some people say it's not surprising that in the cells you have also photons. But it is surprising because of the following. Not the intensity of the photons are important, but they have a very high degree of coherence.
Coherence is an important aspect of biophotons. It refers to the ability of a wave, and light comes as waves, to exhibit what is known as interference.
Here's what I was referring to earlier. Faith of a mustard seed. You feel me? The excitement of electrons to produce photons. And this photon it's now light within this reality out of nowhere. It is now light in this reality and it's affecting all reality. So let's just say that this guy, one guy's hand hitting the water over here, and this girl's hand or this whatever this white person's hand over here, their hand hitting the water. That's just one photon, and that is just one photon, and the lake is reality. You feel me?
To the ability of a wave, and light comes as waves to exhibit what is known as interference. Interference, when it refers to light waves, means that two or more waves can be added to result in a new wave pattern.
I would say they have a very high degree of order, extremely high degree of order. This was shown not long ago by a group of chemists at in Berkeley in California. They showed that by photosynthesis, where the photons are used for getting energy, the coherence extremely high. So coherence means that the photons can be superposed, that the message which is submitted by the photons gets very, very...
My bad. I was on mute because a plane was going by. I didn't realize I was on mute for a second. But yeah, I did want to go back a couple seconds because I knew they were going to drop a look, it's the most replayed, maybe for a reason. I knew they were going to drop a commercial right at the most critical moment. And he's speaking with an accent, and I know it might be difficult to understand. So we need to hear what he said right there. We need to hear what he said right there.
Photons are used for getting energy. The coherence extremely high. So coherence means that the photons can be superposed, that the message which is submitted by the photons gets very, very clear. For instance, when we speak together, it may be the lower the noise is, the more silent we are, the better we understand each other.
Biophotons are fundamentally different from heat radiation because, while both are forms of electromagnetic radiation, biophotons are extremely weak light emissions generated by living organisms within the visible light spectrum, whereas heat radiation is primarily infrared radiation emitted by an object due to its temperature, and is significantly more intense than biophotons at typical body temperatures. Essentially, biophotons are not simply a byproduct of heat generated by the body, but rather a distinct phenomenon linked to biomechanical processes within cells.
Heat is the waste of electromagnetic fields, but photons, biophotons, are very distinct signals. Heat has a very low degree of coherence. Noise. But if these photons have a high degree of coherence, they can work as submitters of information. The lower the noise is, the lower the intensity is, the better is the chance that you can submit the information with a very high efficiency. For instance, not long ago, American physicists and chemists showed that during the photosynthesis, the photons which are coming from the sun are taken up with an extraordinary high degree of coherence, which allows them that only a few % are transmitted into heat. They have a very high efficiency. And the same happens when you transmit information. You have to have a very high efficiency in order to have a clean understanding of what happens. And
do you understand what he's saying? Like the real implications of what he's saying? This is, I don't know, it's possible to assert telepathy from what he's saying. It's possible to assert telepathy from what he's saying. And also the clarity and the transformation, not the transformation, but the transference of information through light. You feel me? It makes me want to look up it kind of makes me want to go into side quest right now and look into fiber optics a bit, you know. I never went down the fiber optics rabbit hole. But fiber optics is very high speed information transmission, right? Through light. Through light, correct? All right, let's keep it moving. Hit the like button.
The information which we call about is created by the field, by the electromagnetic field behind. And this field is able to produce a pattern. And always, if you have a spatial dynamical pattern, so it's not only a pattern in the locality, it is also a pattern in the time. This spatial dynamical pattern provides the information of a cell, and it tells a cell what it has to do at what time and what place.
Despite great progress in neuroscience, there are still fundamental unanswered questions about the brain, including the origin of subjective experience and consciousness. Given that biophotons have been discovered in the brain, it's interesting to explore if neurons use photonic communication in addition to the well-studied electrochemical signals. An article in the January 2021 issue of Physics.
So they just said all that shit they're saying, and they're saying the biophotons are produced in the brain, and now they're saying that we're wondering that have something to do with the transmission. Like, these people are like thousands of years ahead, holding back information. They're like, oh, the well-studied physical and chemical. Blah, blah. The only reason that shit's well-studied is because that keeps the shit grounded in 3D reality. And when you move into the real root of the situation, which is light, biophotons, you feel me, is where you step outside of physicality and then you step into a whole different reality.
World discusses recent research suggesting a link between intelligence and the frequency of biophotons in animals' brains. In 2016, Zhu Wang and colleagues at a university in China studied brain slices from a bullfrog, mouse, chicken, pig, monkey, and human. They found that increasing intelligence was associated with a shift in the biophotons' frequency towards the red end of the spectrum.
Guys, do something special for...
That's interesting. We might need to go on a side quest to figure that out. I want to hear more before I do that.
That said, where there are photons, some researchers speculate that there might be quantum mechanics, giving rise to the term quantum consciousness. They claim that if there's an optical communication happening, the biophotons our brains produce might be affected by quantum entanglement, meaning there can be a strong link between these photons, our consciousness, and possibly what many cultures and religions refer to as spirit. In a couple of experiments, scientists discovered that rat brains can pass just one biophoton per neuron a minute. But human brains, with many more neurons, can convey more than 1 billion biophotons per second. This raises the question, could it be possible that the more light one can produce and communicate between neurons, the more conscious they are? If there's any correlation between biophotons, light, and consciousness, it can have strong implications that there's more to light than mainstream science is aware of. One of the most exciting implications the discovery that our brains can produce light gives is that maybe our consciousness or spirit is not contained within our bodies. Quantum entanglement says that two entangled photons react if one of the photons is affected, no matter where the other photon is in the universe.
Anywhere across time and space. You feel me? That's how so-called witchcraft and things like that can work. You feel me? because there's so much information that's being put right now, and maybe want to go into side quests towards the redshift of the spectrum, of the light spectrum. What is that? What is that numerically and things like that? Because if they're having studies showing that has some links with human intelligence. Let's let it ride a little bit more.
Without any delay. Maybe there's a world that exists within light, and no matter where you are in the universe, photons can act as portals that enable communication between these two worlds. Maybe our spirit and consciousness communicate with our bodies through these biophotons, and the more light we produce, the more we awaken and embody the wholeness of our consciousness. This can explain the phenomenon of why the state of a photon is affected simply by consciously observing it, as it is proven in many quantum experiments. Maybe our observation communicates something through our biophotons with the photon that is being observed.
So what does that say? Okay, this is a crazy concept, so how do I say this? Bear with me. Okay, so if your observation or concentration can have an effect on light in physical observable reality, then what can you producing your own light and observing your own light do for you and the reality outside of yourself? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah, let me know in the chat if that made sense to you. Think about what they said and think about what I just said. Fuck the double slit experiment. How about you producing your own light, your biophotons, through visualization, and the more clear your visualization can get, and the stronger you can hold a visualization, is you producing more biophotons that you are observing yourself internally. I mean, it's a crazy concept. This shit gets deep. It opens the doors for a lot of possibilities.
Of course, this is just speculation, but if true, it seems to intertwine with many traditionally spiritual beliefs.
For my ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it is. Life creates it, makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. You must feel the Force around you.
What's the first thing you do?
Oh, this guy got a crazy commercial in here. I'm about to end this video. I can't stand this. This light's bothering me.
Many religions dating back to the dawn of human civilization have reported of saints, ascended beings, and enlightened individuals having shining circles or glowing halos around their heads. From ancient Greece and Rome to teachings of Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, and Christianity, among many other religions, sacred individuals were depicted surrounded by a shining circle or glowing auric field.
Interesting concept. So these are just individuals who raise their level of awareness of themselves. And when you raise the awareness of yourself, feel me, like know thyself, know our reality, you feel me? So in raising their visualization ability and their ability to excite electrons into releasing biophotons, they got that shit to a level where they were just shining and glowing. And if you listen to soul music and black people music and shit like that from back in the days, a lot of that shit was centered around glowing, shining, emitting light. Come on, dog.
If they were as enlightened as they are described, maybe their depiction of having a luminescent aura was symbolic of the higher consciousness they allegedly operated with, hence a higher
I don't think it was symbolic. I think you could dead ass see this shit.
frequency in production of biophotons. While in a traditional esoteric context, the halo represents the sun, solar symbolism is still indicative of light or illumination. This brings us to Kirlian photography, also known as aura photography, a study which dates back to the 1700s, but officially invented in 1939 by Semyon Davidovich Kirlian. The process reveals visible auras around the objects photographed, and I recently decided to give it a try myself. A well-known Kirlian photography experiment that documents a leaf as it slowly dies involves taking repeated photographs of a freshly plucked leaf at intervals, showing how the aura or corona discharge around the leaf diminishes as the leaf dehydrates and withers, often interpreted as a visual representation of the leaf's declining life force. To understand what aura photography is, we should first define an aura. Unlike our physical bodies, our aura is supposedly invisible energetic emanations surrounding the body of any living creature. While not usually visible to the naked eye, people doing meditation, for example, are sometimes said to have a glow on their face, or a positive magnetic presence that can be felt. This is their aura. The Kirlian photograph, which shows a glowing silhouette around the photographed object, is said by some alternative practitioners to depict emotional and physical states, as well as one's life force energy, or qi. While the use of Kirlian photography has largely fallen by the wayside as a diagnostic tool these days, there are still alternative practitioners who believe in it as an accurate way to help those who seek to gain insight into a person's energetic state. While this
So it's facts and proven science that there is spectrums of light outside of there's light outside of the visual spectrum. You feel me? So that's fact. And it's also fact that there's why does it keep slipping my mind? I keep wanting to say phonetics, but it's not phonetics. You know what I'm saying. Bioluminescence, whatever. I wanted to use a word they're using, but so there's facts that there's bioluminescence, whatever. That's the visual one that's on animals and shit. But was it biophonetics? Biophotons. That's why there's biophotons that are created from exciting electrons. So that's fact through science. But it's like some woo-woo weird shit that you are emitting light. Even though it's not. Even though it's proven that every single square inch of you is emitting light. But an aura is woo. I just don't understand that. I don't understand how it has to be propaganda to push you away from information that is actually real, observable science, and make you think that observable science is BS and theoretical relativism, and theoretical relativity, like relativism. That's what I want to say. That is real shit, but that is pure bullshit. It's nonsense. And the observable, repeatable science, like a fucking camera that you can do experiments with, that's real science. But I digress.
Technique can hardly be considered scientific, as there are many factors involved in the procedure, such as the humidity level in the room, or the degree of oil or sweat on the hand as one places it on top of a metal discharge plate. Of course, there are different types of photographic techniques, and results tend to fluctuate depending on the setting, mood, and surroundings of the subject being photographed.
Oh, let me say this right now. I'm not using this as an example. I don't know if she's doing it right. I have to do some research.
Here are some video examples showing bioenergy said to be documented by the yellow and green frequencies in the bioenergetic field. Notice the constant moving dynamics and shifting frequency signature as the subject, in this case a yoga instructor, shifts states of consciousness. The higher vibratory field is represented by a golden signature in the bioenergetic field, or aura, not ordinarily seen. Like all living things, this little dog has a sizable radiant field, even when he sits quietly. Notice now as he greets his master, the obvious love and affection between them increases the dynamic radiation from their bodies, even the dog's tail and man's head. No wonder so many people have pets that give them pleasure and provide a vital field of energy to interact with. Wherever there is motion, there is increased flow in the field.
Hey, all you pet people, don't get too excited from that. You're probably meant to have that energetic resonance dance or whatever with another person of the opposite sex. Let's go.
That humans interact with, illustrated by the waves and his body. The tumbling water is negatively charged and ionized, further expanding and heightening his field.
There is
Here we see a child move into the mother's field. The affection between them increases and expands the energetic signature. Individual fields blend and enhance when there's a warm, caring relationship. In this example, the mother is also practicing a meditative technique known as oming. On the breath inhalation, the radiant field diminishes, and on exhalation, it expands and envelops the child. The vibrations from Gregorian chants, oming, humming, singing, and whistling have been known to perk up emotions and expand the consciousness. That said, my own photographs seem to show a full and solid auric field with a color and consistency which I was told was indicative of what the practitioner referred to as life force energy, but is known in places like China as qi, in India as prana, and in European alchemical societies as vril. European alchemists were not only interested in turning lead to gold, but transmuting carnal lust into spiritual gold or life force energy.
Carnal lust, the Europeans, the vril. Soon as you give some technology to the white man, he want to turn it into a goddamn sex machine. Come on, dog.
Which manifests as increased vitality, creativity, intuition, health, and personal magnetism. The various esoteric mystery schools throughout antiquity.
Yo, this little female little energy representation right here got some little cakes on it.
Had various methods for harnessing and amplifying life force or vril, but none more potent than what is created by the tantric union of male and female polarity, performed in a sacred act which does not expel the vital essence through.
All right, this is enough. If anybody wants to finish watching this, they can watch it on their own time. I see the chat isn't very active, and I know this isn't. I need to start another channel for this information. I know this isn't the nigga information that you guys are usually into. You feel me? And I think I proved my point. And just to reiterate, or while I reiterate this, I'll bring it on the screen. The whole point of this was that everything is light. We are swimming in light, and if everything is light, and we are in light, and we are emitting light, and light is a wave, and waves called interference patterns. That means that your bit of light that you produce is affecting reality as a whole and crossing over with other people's reality and affecting them, and all. It's a crazy dance that's going on. So we don't have to get that deep with it. Let's keep it to the personal level of you. Now, if the excitement of electrons produces biophotons, how let's try to get this. I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. If the excitement of electrons produces biophotons, right? So-called is on the weak spectrum of the of the light spectrum, right? Because they say they can count individual photons. Now, damn, I don't want to pull the video back to that part where he talks about how the human brain is processing billions of it, has the ability, the capacity to process billions of biophotons at once. So I'm putting this all in a nutshell. And it was also stated, and this is a scientific fact, that the electron is excited to produce a biophoton, and the biophoton is needed to give the signal for a molecular change. So that's fact too. So it's affecting your biology. The light that's coming from the excitement of electrons. Think about this. Now, how do you take this into your own hands? Visualization. Why is it important? Visualization connected to flow state. Let me not get too deep on you niggas. Why is it so important? Now, imagination, visualization. Just remember when you were a kid and you could see things very clearly in your mind. And imagine you're somewhere totally dark, not just where you can close your eyes and see some light through your eyelids, somewhere that's completely pitch dark. You can still imagine. You can still see things in your mind, even though it might be weak because you're older and pathetic and you let it go, you know? But you can remember when you were a kid, when you could have full-on movies in your head. Most of you probably can't even remember this, but just think about when you've seen some kids you've been around, and they'll just be chilling, and they'll just close their eyes for a second and start cracking up and shit. You feel me? Start tripping out, having a good time, doing nothing. That's coming from a full visualization, a movie. Shit's going down in their head, split-second realities going down in their mind. That's something that you can do. But I don't want to get off my main point. My main point is, when you're seeing something in your mind, you think you're seeing nothing, but you actually are exciting electrons that are producing biophotons, and that is your imagination. That's your visualization. And through the powering up or the excitement of the electron, you can produce more biophotons. And in the production of these biophotons, this is just a consequence of the mechanism. This is just a consequence of the action. The production of the excitement of the electrons, the production of more biophotons is going to put more of a ripple into the lake or the plane of reality or whatever. And that is going to cause interference waves with reality itself and other people throwing their light into reality. So you can affect other people, you can affect yourself, and you can affect reality as a whole. And this is connected directly to fucking science. No woo-woo shit. All right? I think I put that together pretty well. Put that together pretty well. So moving right along, I know people aren't into this shit. Unless my chat just died. You feel me? Unless my chat just died, there's nobody saying shit. You know, let me go ahead and like my own goddamn live right now. You can't wait for motherfuckers to celebrate us. You gotta do it yourself. You feel me? All right, give me a second. Let's go ahead and get into the nigga shit. Give me a second. Actually, let me text Wavy. Let me see if Wavy want to pull up for the nigga segment of the show. Let me see if Wavy want to show up. I know Frankie got out of here. That nigga got super excited by Bitcoin. Oh my God, Bitcoin's at 100. I'm like, oh, all right. Are you rich now? Are you sitting on that Bitcoin or something? Or what the fuck is? Let me see if Wavy's around. Pull up. Is this a new joint? Yeah, let's pull it up. Bear with me. We're getting to it. Okay. Let me get this on the screen. All right, this looks like who? This looks like who's this? Is this flying low speed? I think this is flying low speed. Yeah. Let's hear some of this horrible music. Oh my god, I hate that shit. Get this shit back on my phone, make sure everything's going smooth. Alright, hold on. Did I miss one? Whoa, what that dress is crazy. What the hell is that? No, I want to see that again. What the hell is this? Who told you to put that shit on? What is this? This bitch thinks she in Mad Max. This bitch trying not to be in a California Love video. I don't know. She ain't no. I was about to say she ain't no bad bitch, but she's not bad. But this is a big nigga. This is a big nigga. This nigga gotta be lifting weights. If she's not lifting weights and she built like this, you gotta have kids with her. You're gonna have the strongest fucking kids on earth. I know. Ain't nothing special going on here. Why is it? No. What kind of African is this? Yeah, this ain't FBA. Yo. Was that all the girls? No, there's some more girls. Hold up. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ugh. This is bad. Oh, light skin. I thought maybe Wavy will show up right now. You know, when you bring light skinned people out, Wavy just pops up. I don't know. I could do something with her. You feel me? Speaking of light skinned bitches, let me check my message real quick. Oh, hold on. I was bullshitting. Did I miss a girl? No, that's all this bitch. Oh my god. I don't know. Like I think Wavy would hit her because she got a little bumper on her though. I don't know what to say about this. I'm probably gonna hit, but be mad at myself. Like, ugh. All right, is she gonna give her a little talk in? We don't need to hear that. This is, you know, Arlette. Shout out to Arlette. She a hustler. She tried everything. See, when I saw this little lineup from a distance, like on the thumbnail, I thought it was gonna be decent. I was like, all right, we do a little pop of balloon. I think there's a couple decent ones on there, but not really. Hold on. All right, let's see what they're talking about.
Hi. Hello. Welcome in. I'll have you hold that. What's your name?
Giovanni,
Giovanni, how old are you?
32.
And what do you do?
Oh, I'm a videographer, cartoonist, and I'm a personal trainer.
Okay, very cool.
This nigga got a crop top on. This nigga dressed like, this nigga dressed like that video game on PlayStation where the nigga was rollerblading. Is there anybody in the chat? You know what I'm talking about? He dressed like that nigga, like there was a video game. He even got the glasses. Am I tripping? There was a video game where there was a nigga on rollerblades. I think he was doing graffiti or something. Hold up, man. Ain't nobody talking in the chat anyway, so I'm doing side quests. I don't give a shit. I want to see if this is a real memory or not, if I'm just making up shit in my mind. Hold up. Video game roller blading graffiti. It was called Jet Set Radio. It was called Jet Set Radio. Hold on. You hear this? The homie look, doesn't he look like this?
Yo!
Yo, you can't tell me homie didn't look like this music played. This music wasn't supposed to play when he walked in the room. Yo, it's crazy. Video games are still just as trash today, bro. Like, look. Look at this dude. He looks like a character from one of them PlayStation 2 video games.
Well, what are some things you like to do for fun?
Oh, me? I'm an artist in every sense of the word, so
Okay.
I like to draw, paint, sculpt, clay, anything you name it. Also heavy on editing. I like to really learn.
This nigga sells drugs.
For instance, something like this, I love
I'm tall, so I can't tell when niggas are tall. Is this a tall nigga? That's why they haven't popped the balloon?
to somebody making a joke or something like that. I'm like, oh, I understand that. It makes me like, okay. Makes me appreciate it more.
It's interesting to me what women find attractive and shit like this. You feel me? Because I'm like, man, all these bitches smiling, looking dead at him. None of them have popped the balloon. He's sounding like a straight dumbass. So like, I don't know. This is strange. Maybe we need to get Carmen in here.
Got it.
Also heavy in the gym. Love working out, basketball. That's my therapy. Also too, I love to travel. I'm trying to go to Tokyo, my next trip.
Okay.
Definitely.
Nice.
I want to leave with like a whole bunch of gyms. And last but not least, I love to put it on. Like, I love getting fly. Like, I feel like every day is like a video game. Like, I'm gonna create a character, so like I'm trying to put it on and just do different fits, different. But yeah, that's basically me.
All right. And now, what are some things you look for in a woman?
Oh, me? Somebody that could take accountability, definitely. Someone that's charismatic, somebody that's intellectual too. Like, teach me some things. Like, you know.
What the fuck is a bitch gonna teach? All right, man.
I could teach you some things too, but you know, it's a lot of baddies in the world. But like, if you don't got nothing up here, it's like, what's the purpose?
Okay.
Also too, someone that in the gym at least. I'm not asking you to be a gym rat, but like, you know, a few days out of the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are some deal breakers?
Deal breakers for me, I would say somebody that can't take accountability, definitely. Someone that I don't even know how I should say. I mean, shouldn't have had to say this, but like, can we do like some clean eating, y'all? Like I don't want somebody that's not.
You know, all these bitches just came from eating crab boil and shit like that. Goddamn boiled eggs and sausages and potatoes and fucking snow crabs. And Cajun seasoning. You know?
For instance, I was talking to this girl one time, right? She told me she don't drink water. That is crazy. Like, can we at least get the greens in? Can we at least get the veggies in?
Some more healthy eating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm not asking you to be just little things, but.
All right.
I would say, yeah.
Okay, cool. So we haven't had any pop balloons yet, so I'm going to go ahead and hand you a pick. So there's quite a few ladies, so I'm going to have you pop 3 balloons.
3?
3 balloons.
All you females look amazing.
Yes, they do.
All you females. Look at the light-skinned feminist bitch. Look how her face screwed up when he said females. I want to play that back. You know, disagreeables about nuance. You know, we're about nuance over here. Oh, wait, yeah, that's cool. Look, when he says females, she's already some feminist piece of shit. Like, let me chill. So look how her face screws up when he says you're beautiful females.
So there's quite a few ladies, so I'm gonna have you pop 3 balloons.
3?
3 balloons.
All you females look amazing.
Yes, they do.
She tried to shake it off.
Okay, 2 more.
Just get this shit done, nigga. What the you know, my bad, dog. My bad for trying to do a YouTube show and everything. I might have to turn this shit off.
And 1 more.
This nigga taking an hour, dog. I'm about to turn this shit off. Ain't nobody popping the balloons. He about to match with a hoe. Did he match with a hoe? Oh. You know, our light gotta get this money. Fuck it.
And I would like to shout out my big bro JJ, Mr. Perez, Angel. He couldn't make it to class today, but he.
Oh my god, this nigga is so. Yo, this gotta be worse than showing bitches your mixtape, showing them your animations online and shit like that. Like, nigga, get the fuck out of here, dog. Oh, look at this African nigga. He got a crazy suit on. Yo, let's see this shit. Hold on, I want to see before the nigga walks out.
All right, ladies, let's give it up for him. I'll take the mic. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and bring out our next single guy. Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
My name David.
Your chain reaction, dog. Yo, she's a dead ass chain reaction. Very interesting.
Step that way.
It's David.
Dave?
David.
David, how old are you?
I'm 30.
And what do you do?
I'm a postal carrier.
Is this like a country African, or just like just a country black person? Why do black people gotta do too much? You know, I'm sounding like AM1 now, talking about how niggas can't have style or do anything like that. You feel me? Like, but goddamn, like the little twist, the hair up, the edge on the beard, and like I feel like me having dreads is too much. Sometimes I want to cut this shit off, and I don't even give a fuck about a retwist. Like, oh my god.
And part-time investor.
Okay. And now what are some things you like to do for fun?
I like to travel, play the game, hoop. Well, I'm sorry, play basketball, go to sporting events, read from time to time, and getting back in the gym, so work out too.
Got it. Now, what are some things you look for in a woman?
Somebody who's kind.
Think about getting dressed like this for the bitch, and you're not pimping her. That shit is insane.
Loving, understanding, down to earth, and somebody's good with communication.
Okay, what are some deal breakers?
If you can't communicate.
Okay.
Like, if it's a problem, well, I want to address it at that time. I don't want to, like, 3 weeks later, I'm just sitting down, you be like, oh, I find it funny how you did such and such, bring something up 3 weeks later. I done forgot what I did now. So,
right.
So yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so we did get a couple of pop balloons. Let's go on over there, see why they ended up popping. Let's start here. We can have your name and age.
Hi, my name is Caroline, and I'm 32.
And Caroline, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
It's just the nose ring, and your outfit's nice, but yeah.
Just looking at this nigga, this shit looks insane, dog. This nigga looks insane. This nigga beard looks like Moorish artwork, dog. This nigga look like he out of the Game of Thrones. The nigga, them niggas that were in the desert. This is a weird looking nigga. Yeah. He sounds country, but this is not an American nigga. This is some type of African Arabic nigga or some shit like that. Or am I being fooled by the About the Beijing. I don't know. This is strange.
I don't really, it's not really my vibe. The shoes are nice too. It's not my vibe either, but the nose ring, and yeah.
Okay, alrighty. So now, is she someone that's your type?
Definitely. Yes, ma'am.
All right, what makes her your type?
Oh, she's pretty well put together. Apologize about the nose ring, but just something I like.
It's okay.
Don't apologize, that's you.
Yeah, that's you.
All right, thank you. Let's go on to our next lady. Your name and age.
Hi, I'm Alicia and I'm 28.
Okay. And Alicia, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
How much makeup is on this bitch's face, dog? Like, you smash her, but with this, oh my God.
Like the color pink. That's my favorite color, but I don't know if I think it might be a little too snazzy for me. Like, I like a little bit more of like a classic, more gentlemanly look, but it's giving a little bit Southern, you know?
This fucking prostitute says she likes more of a classic gentleman look. Yo.
Like, guys from the South always have nice, colorful suits, and I don't know if I love the pink. It's kind of giving Easter, but you seem sweet. Like, I like your interests and stuff like that.
What do you mean by what's snazzy?
Snazzy, a little razzle dazzle. I don't know. You have like the accents in your hair and like the nose ring, and it's a pink suit. It is. It's just giving Eastery.
Okay.
But not in like a bad way. But I mean, I don't know.
Okay. All right. And now, is she someone that's your type?
Oh, definitely.
I think that was the last balloon. Homie looked down like, God damn. I spent all my money on this bullshit suit. I did all this shit. I got a lineup 5 minutes before I walked in the room, and I got cooked.
I definitely will talk to her.
All right, what makes her your type?
Oh, she pretty. Like I say, well put together. Like the tattoo.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go on over here. Your name and age.
My name
I think you can still get some of these hoes in real life, though.
is Daisha, and I'm 29.
And Daisha, why did you end up popping your balloon?
I think that you seem like you're really nice, really sweet. It's just that I don't really like the dangly earrings. It's the accessories for me. I know that looks aren't everything, but
Do they keep zooming in on his beard for us? Yo, Arlett's got to be doing that shit on purpose. That shit is insane, dog. He put that shit on with Velcro.
I'm just not attracted. I'm sorry.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Understandable.
All right, now she's someone that's your type.
Yes, sir. I'll talk to him.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah, I was like, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and what makes her your type?
Like I said, well put together, like the red dress.
Thank you.
And then we got one right here. Name and age.
My name is Micah. I'm 30 years old.
You're not a child.
A bitch named Micah. Like, get out of here.
Micah, why did you end up popping your balloon?
I think it was just that initial attraction. Again, I'm really big on making sure that someone matches my aesthetic. I like to dress up a lot, and I just feel like he's a little over.
You have to match my aesthetic. Bitch, if you don't get the fuck out of here.
It's a big deal for me because that lets.
You just made the comment, they say to dress to impress and stuff like that. And it's just kind of going along the same lines, like aesthetically, I'm a creative, I model, I like to express myself in fashion,
Every bitch says she model. This frumpy, oblong, never worked out or did shit in their life fucking bitch. I can't listen to these hoes talk. My bad for trying to do this show, man. My bad for trying to do this show. The chat's not even moving. I'm about to shut this shit down. Yeah, the show sucks. I don't know if I can't do this shit. Oh my god, I can't listen to these hoes. Damn, should I watch a... Oh my god, what is this? No. No, I'm not going down this rabbit hole. No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. And I don't see any participation in the chat, so you know what? I'm gonna keep it moving. I'll go study.